Welcome. This is the Lisa Coors Show, and I'm Lisa Coors. Today is the best of the best in fitness 2014, and I have two special guests I am really excited for you to meet. We're going to start with Mary Enders today. A lot of you may know her from several studios here in the greater Cincinnati area. Then we're going to go to Jen Lynn, who's from Fit Philosophies in Fort Thomas, Kentucky. I hope you've been enjoying our series that we've been doing, and it's inspirational, and so I'm really excited for you to be here today. So I'd like to introduce to you Mary Enders. Mary, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
Mary, I remember you back in the days at the Healthplex and taking your classes and your strength training. This lady is amazing if you've ever taken her classes. Mary, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and all that good stuff.
Well, I grew up right here in Cincinnati, just over past 5 Mile on Collinsdale.
Okay.
So I've been in this area all my life. I went to college at UC, so I stayed local. I married my high school boyfriend.
Wow.
So we've got very strong roots here in this area.
Excellent. So tell me about your classes that you've been teaching. Again, like I said, I know you from the Healthplex, which a lot of people at Anderson will know. And what are you teaching there now? What are you?
Right now I'm teaching kickboxing.
That's what it was.
A format Tabata that has been a little newer on this fitness scene, and then yoga.
Awesome. And tell the audience a little bit about TRX. You teach at another studio.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about
TRX
that.
is an amazing exercise. It was developed by a Navy SEAL. His name is Randy Hetrick. And the Navy SEALs would go in strange places all over and had to stay in shape. So he developed this piece of equipment that is basically a strap. And with your own body weight, you can do anything on this strap. And the best part is you're working your core the entire time. So you're working biceps, you're firing core. You're working hamstrings, you're firing core. So it's just a great exercise.
Wow, wow. Yeah, you teach over there in Mount Lookout. I know I've driven up and down Columbia Parkway, and I see the TRX studio. And how long have you been there?
I've been there 2 years now.
Gotcha. So are there different types of classes there? I mean,
they do. They have the traditional body blast class, which is it's to music. And you kind of do all different upper, lower body. And then there's some cardio classes, like an athletic training where it's strength and cardio. And they also have the Tabata format as well.
Awesome. Can you tell the audience a little bit about Tabata? I know we all kind of teach that a little differently, but how do you teach Tabata?
I teach Tabata the way I was trained, the traditional 20 seconds of intense hard work. And it's hard to finish 20 seconds. One move, 20 seconds, super hard, 10-second rest, not enough time to recover, and boom, you're back to the next 20. You go through 8 rounds, and there are 8 different moves.
Wow. I know I teach Tabata, and it is insanely challenging.
Yes.
But you can do it to any level, I know, as well. So.
And you can modify, but the true Tabata, you would really have a hard time talking throughout the class. And then it's very quick. You're in and out, and then you continue to burn calories through the day, stepping away from the gym.
Wow, wow. No, that's great. You have been, you have such a great history of instructing. And how did you get into fitness? Why did you choose this field?
When I was in high school, I started working out at a little club. And I started the group exercise classes, and I loved them. It wasn't working out to me. It was fun. And I remember thinking, once I get married and have kids, that would be a great career to do. And luckily for me, it all worked.
Oh, that's neat. So you've been doing this a while. You got into it. What were some of the classes you took back in the day? I mean,
back in the day was step, and I remember it was more of a mental exercise. I was so afraid I was going to fall off that platform. And then just a lot of high impact classes.
High impact, yeah. And now you're not old enough to have the leg warmers, are you?
No, I think I came right after that.
You're young, yeah. You're like me. We're very young.
Yes.
Yeah, the fitness industry, you've probably seen it for years. It's changing. What do you think? I mean, you get a sense of the big club and the small studio. What do you think about the current status of the fitness industry? Are we where we need to be? Do we have a lot of work to do? What do you think?
Mixed answer on that. I think we've come a long way. beat your body into the ground, work
Yeah.
as hard as you can. If you don't feel pain, then it's not working. I feel like there's been so many injuries, and we have come full circle, and we are respecting limitations. We're taking a lot of the impact out and finding other ways to work out and get the heart rate up.
No, you're right. And that's what I always loved about taking your classes, because I remember it even, like I said, it's been several years that I've been at the Healthplex, but you always were about your form. And I always say a good instructor really will come up and kind of say, hey, your knees are going in front of your toes. So that's what I always appreciate about your class.
And I'd rather you do 2 great reps with perfect form than 10
Right.
that you're just kind of getting through.
Yeah, so no, I agree with you. And if you're sitting at home and you're watching this show and you're thinking about taking a group exercise class, go in and really talk to the instructor. And and if you have limitations, always let the instructor know.
Absolutely.
That's really important, because we want everybody to come to our our classes and enjoy what we enjoy.
Right, and leave feeling good, not in pain.
In pain, yeah, pain's not a good thing. So what do you do on a weekly basis for your workouts? What is...
My workouts, it's funny, I teach so much that really Tuesday is my only day for my workout, and it's always some sort of cardio, strength, and yoga. It's just, I think it's so important to incorporate stretching, and of course, since I teach yoga, I would say that's your number one priority in life, is to find a yoga class somewhere and learn how to do yoga so you can take it out of the studio and into your life.
No, that's great. I like that balance. And like you said, back in the day, it was how hard can you pound your joints and, doing the stepper and all that. And now it's like, let's get some balance. Are you hearing that a lot? It sounds like.
Absolutely, yes.
I like that word, balance.
Balance.
So, yeah. So what is your motto in life? What is it that really, and maybe you use it with your clients that come to your classes? What are some?
Well, my motto in the fitness field is to find something you like. I feel lives are so busy and we're overextended, and if you have to work out, it's got to be something you like, or you're not going to stick with it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's so many options nowadays.
Yes.
And I think some people that may be sitting on their couch at home right now are going, well, I can't do anything. And I'm like, there is always something, if it's water or land.
Absolutely. So. Or walking, just getting outside and walking. See how far you go the first day. The next week, plan to go to the next house on the street. Just giving yourself little goals that you can achieve.
Little achievable goals. That's great. So, along the way, have you had some mentors or a mentor that has inspired you?
There's been so many people along the way. Right now, in front of me, it's my yoga team at the Healthplex. There are some fantastic women that I work with, and not only the physical side, but the nutrition side. And every time we get together for a group lunch or a group meeting, I feel like I'm doing really well on nutrition, and then I walk away realizing I have a long ways to go.
So you have this group of women. Are they all ages? Because I know some of them. Yes.
They are younger, they're older. It's a wide range, and all different body types.
I think it's incredible is you get to a certain fitness level and you become ageless, don't you? And I know some of the ladies at the gym that you're speaking of that are older in age, but you look at them, I'm like, I would never know how old they are.
Right.
Because they eat so healthy.
Yes.
And they exercise, and it's amazing.
I saw a woman on Facebook who actually teaches at a club in the area, and I know her, and I thought she was maybe 35 years old, and she just celebrated her 60-something birthday. And she attributes that all to fitness and her lifestyle.
Yeah, it's that ageless.
Yes.
And you think she's 35. Oh my gosh,
I was
that's great.
shocked when I saw how old she is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just the payoffs are huge. And the consistency. Yeah, so no, that's great. So you talked a little bit about your mentors. Have you had any hard challenges in your life, either in fitness or your life, generally your life, your personal life, that you've had to overcome, and how'd you do that?
I'd say my biggest challenge is my parents. They were born in a generation where fitness was not important, and suddenly it's become very important in their lives to stay alive.
Wow.
So I'm always wanting to share that with them, and they just kind of laugh at me. And they've definitely, they've tried, and my mom is definitely more active now than she's ever been.
Good.
But that's definitely a challenge, because I want to share my love
Right.
with the people I love, and they just resist. So it's hard. It's very hard.
That is a huge challenge. I mean, what kind of things do you try to do? Do you say, hey, have you tried this breathing technique for yoga? I mean, what if...
I do. I actually used yoga breathing with my dad at a doctor's appointment. His blood pressure was sky high, and they left and wanted to come back and take it again. And I just went through a couple cycles of breathing with him, and he did it.
Yay!
And it worked. His blood pressure dropped tremendously. And so then I think he started to make the connection, maybe she does speak some truth here.
She knows
and
what she's doing.
Yes. And my mom, I just keep, I've bought her a yoga mat. I've taken her to yoga classes. But she's, like I said, she is active, but she's not real open to a lot of the fitness.
That's tough. That is a hard challenge, and probably maybe has pushed you even more to say, I want to be my healthiest. And every time, like I said, I've taken your classes, you are so fit. And so I'm like, this is someone, by the way, if you're sitting on your couch at home, this is someone that you want to look like, be like, because you're such a good mentor to others, especially in the classes. I've always been inspired by you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I love it. I love my job. I get so excited to go in when I have new things to teach.
Yeah. What a great job to have. It's not even a job anymore, is it?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's what I love about fitness. So, so if you were to leave our audience with 3 things that you really want them to either think about, or 3 things maybe to inspire them, what would it be?
Definitely to challenge yourself. It's very comfortable to stay where you are if you are active in fitness. Try that new class. Try that new activity. You become bored with the same routine over and over, and your memory, the muscle memory, kicks in. So you want to change it up, and find something you like, and respect your limitations. I used to run all the time, and now my knee starts to hurt about 4 miles in, so I don't run more than 4 miles anymore. I find there's so many other alternatives that you can do to challenge yourself and be fit.
Wow. What you just said about runners, I have so many people that I have seen, either I train them or just friends, that pound and pound and pound and never stop. It's just, that really hit home to me, because that used to be me too. It's like, oh, well, keep going. You got to do the mileage. But I think that's a great point. It's like, know your limitations. If your knees hurt, maybe there's something wrong.
Right. And you don't have to start and not stop till you get to the finish line. You can run and then walk for 30 seconds and pick it back up again. It is. And notice nature around you or the person you're running with.
Yeah. Kind of appreciating the moment.
Yes, absolutely.
Because, you probably see in your classes, some people that could never run. It's a miracle that they actually drove to your class and got out and walked. And we take life for granted sometimes as runners. I know I do. So, well, thank you for being here today. It's just an honor to have you, and thanks for sharing your life story and about your fitness classes. So
I've enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. This is the Lisa Coors Show. We'll be back in a few minutes with Jen Lynn from Fit Philosophies. Welcome back to the Lisa Coors Show. I'm Lisa Coors, and this is the best of the best in fitness 2014. We just spoke with Mary Enders, and next we're going to speak with Jennifer Lynn. She's from Fit Philosophy in Fort Thomas, Kentucky, and we're so glad to have you because you're our first Kentuckian that we have ever here, and we've got to get greater Cincinnati. So
that's right.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It's really cool to have you because you're also a studio owner, and I'm really excited about what you do. So first of all, tell us your background. Where are you from? Where'd you go to school? That type of thing.
Well, I've lived in a few places. When I was younger, we lived in New York and Pennsylvania, and then we moved to Indianapolis in high school, and I came to Xavier for college. So that's kind of how I ended up in Cincinnati. I was a music major, and I graduated from there and got into fitness a little bit later on.
Awesome. She's a Xavier grad. That's why I like you. They have all my money too, so.
Oh, right, I know.
Awesome. No, I love it. We've got Xavier University, Northern Kentucky. Fabulous. So you're a music major.
Yes.
What was your vocal or?
Piano and voice, yeah.
Piano and voice. Did you do any shows? What was your focus in music? Meaning like
performance.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I just studied and did recitals and shows and things like that.
Gotcha. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, that's they have some wonderful theater at Xavier, and so neat to see that side. Gosh, so cool. So you own Fit Philosophy,
Yes.
in Fort Thomas, and tell me, why would you start your own studio? That's a question I get all the time. But why did you start it? How did you do it?
Well, I think it's really, really exciting and scary at the same time.
Yeah.
There are a lot of perks to working at someone else's studio.
Sure.
It's definitely a lot less stress. You know, you come in, you take care of your client, and you leave, and you shut the door, and you leave it all behind. But when you have your own studio, you know, it never turns off. It's 24/7.
Right.
Which that kind of fits my personality type. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a workaholic, and I think it's nice to be able to have everything kind of exactly how you would like it to optimize the experience for your client.
Awesome. So how many years have you been in business?
Fit Philosophy, we opened in December of 2012.
2012. Awesome. So year and a half you've
Yep.
been in existence.
Yes.
And how many clients do you see a day? How many do you train? Or is that like a big long list?
Yeah, well, we have 47 group classes a week. I teach almost all of them. And then
Wow.
privates as well. And those, you know, can be intros for new people. And then I have some regulars who just have maybe some crazy schedules. They can't get to
Sure.
the classes, so the one-on-one's better fit for them. And then something else that we're collaborating on, May, I believe, we're going to start.
Yeah.
We're adding the Parkinson's classes to the schedule.
Yes,
I don't know if you
we
want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're excited. So my company and Jen's, we are going to actually, she's going to host our Parkinson's classes, one class a week. So we're really excited about that. And bringing new people to your place and helping us to kind of spread the wealth of the Parkinson's exercise, which is huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So tell everyone about Pilates. I know there's Match, there's Reformer. What all do you do there at the studio?
Well, at the studio, we have a full line of the Pilates equipment. So we do have, of course, mat Pilates is your body weight.
Okay.
And then props and things. But we also have reformers. We have the tower or wall units. We also have arcs, chairs, and, you know, pretty much the whole shebang.
Wow.
Additionally, we also have TRX classes, and we do have a power yoga class and some strength training classes. So
You are a busy woman.
yeah, we have a lot going on, which is great.
7 days a week are you at work?
We're open 7 days a week.
So let me ask you, I mean, I know this is hard. How do you balance work and life and it all? Do you do anything beside work? Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I do, but I think, like I said earlier, people that know me, I'm extroverted. I'm a people person. I like being around people. I think it's that circular energy. You know, everyone's feeding off of each other.
Yeah.
And we still, I mean, yeah, it's tiring, and sometimes you don't feel like you do as much as you'd like, but still get out.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And just so everybody knows at home, I run into her at Athleta at the
On Saturdays, right? Afternoon, the only time we're not teaching.
We're not teaching. I would go in there almost 2-3 weeks in a row, and there you are.
I know. Well, it's that discount. We
the
get that instructor discount. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
It is nice. It's nice. We have to go shopping once in a while, you know. So
Well, that's right.
No, that's great. So why did you decide to get into fitness to begin with? I mean, you could have gone into music. You could have gone into business. Why fitness?
Okay.
That's a tough question.
While I was thinking about that question, I feel like it's a bit of a long journey train. I've actually always been teaching music and at the same time, not always, but I started teaching fitness at the same time I was doing music. I taught at a high school for a few years, and then I started just doing privates only. I wanted to supplement my time with some other things. And I think it was a good fit because I used to be really fit. And then when I was in college, I had a crazy traumatic life event happen. When I was 18, I was actually carjacked and taken.
I've heard
that story. And I was kidnapped and taken with my friend to the middle of Indiana. And it was just crazy. It's just one of those things that you think you're in a movie when it's happening.
Wow.
And then after something like that, you have to think, whoa. I mean, I was only 18. And
wow. Yes. Yeah.
You can let things like that, I guess, victimize you, or you can say, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky I survived and I wasn't hurt in any way.
Wow.
And everything worked out, best possible case scenario. The people that were the criminals in the situation were apprehended. They are still serving time in prison. And I think when you have that, it helps you to have empathy for people. And often, I think people who are out of shape, overweight, it can be a result of traumatic life events, maybe things that they'll never ever tell you about.
Right.
But if you can have that understanding in your mind that there are always a lot more things going on than you might realize, it can help you there.
Wow.
And I think people appreciate that. So I think that kind of played into the how can I help give back to society in a bigger, larger way.
Good stuff. Yeah.
And I know kind of another question that you wanted to discuss was changing the fitness industry. I think previously the fitness industry was more image oriented, and I think one of the good transitions we're making is we're starting to become more lifestyle oriented, realizing it's not just about being thin, it's about what's going on inside your body, and it can be not just physical but emotional. What you put in your body by food and stress can come out in all those ways. I mean, physically you don't look as good, you feel terrible, you're tired, you're depressed. So I think having the studio has been a real platform for me to work with people about, we have a rule, no negative self-talk. So nobody's allowed to start dissing themselves at the studio. And people have really, embraced it. They'll catch themselves and they know and they reword what they're saying. And I said, I know you guys might think it's cheesy, but the better you can talk about yourself and see yourself, that's eventually going to hopefully become a constant reality.
Wow. I'm just taking in what all you just said in the last couple of minutes, and you have really made me think. And I want to thank you for that, because I mean, sometimes I sit and I interview people and I learn from everyone who comes onto our show. But I'm hearing about your life story. You just shared your story of something really awful that had happened to you, but turned out good. You were safe, and you now you're here to have your own business, and you're here to share your story. But then I hear about this no negative thought in my studio, and I love that. I almost feel like putting a sign up, because we all tend to just have this negative voice in our head,
all
and
the
then
time.
It comes out the mouth. I'm not good enough. I'm too fat. I'm this, and wow, thank you for that. That's huge.
I think it's very helpful and important, especially for people who are not happy with how they look currently. And there's so much more to people than just that. So that's a big part of our studio is very community oriented. Everyone, it's small. We only have, maximum 8 people in a class. So it's very welcoming.
That's neat. That's really neat.
So that was one piece of that puzzle. And then the second is my husband. And he, when we met, was a yoga teacher. And at that time I was not in great shape. And I really, really, really I wanted to impress him. So I took his class. And this is like the story that everybody knows. And of course, I couldn't walk for like 4 days after. But I wasn't going to let him know that. But I did everything.
Love at first sight, right?
And So he was really, really helpful in encouraging me to go forward with fitness. So having support from others, I think, is a key too.
So, you know, when we talk about, I always ask somebody who's your mentor? Is he one of your mentors? Or do you have somebody else you think that?
As a person in life, yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
absolutely.
cool.
He's just very kind and supportive and great. And he's one. And then, you know, fitness-wise, sure, there's some people in this area that are terrific.
Yeah.
Pilates-wise, you know, I do a lot of work with Nico Gonzalez and Amy
I
Phillips.
love Nico.
They're
oh
in
my
Blue
gosh.
Ash. They have their own studio, Fitness Physiques now,
Yes,
which is a great venue for continuing ed and things like that. And, you know, I have a great girlfriend, Susie Crossland-Dwyer. She's an ultra-marathoner and just a very inspirational, great person. And I was working at her studio, Studio S.
So neat. I know her as well. Good
There are
people.
just a lot of really great people in Cincinnati to reach out to. And of course, what's great about this show is you're bringing everybody on so that, you know, there's a good fit for everyone. Even if it's not my studio, there's somebody out there that can help you. And I think that's important to remember.
It is. And wow, you're right. There's all these studios popping up and we all kind of know each other.
Right.
And everybody says, oh, you're in competition. I'm like, no, there's plenty of people to go to these studios and we work together.
We work together and I feel like each studio has maybe a different focus, and you just have to find what fits you.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, you have your specialties, I have mine. It doesn't mean one is better than the other. It really doesn't. It's apples and oranges, you know?
It is apples and oranges. And I just love being able to work with you and other studio owners. It's cool.
Yeah.
Great people. So tell me 3 things that you would like to leave with our audience today. What do you want them to take away? Now, I'm taking away so much from you right now, and it's wonderful, but are there 3 or 1 or 2? What are your thoughts?
Well, I remember that I didn't make this up. It's a quote I read recently, but I would like to get it framed, possibly put on the wall, across the wall. Yeah. It was, the dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately. So I'm here to help you, but you have to hustle. You know, you have to want it yourself. We've worked really, really hard to get where we are in this world.
Absolutely.
And now we're at a place where we can give back and help you. And, you know, I just want to be part of that transformation and metamorphosis to get somebody to have a whole new lifestyle and a whole new outlook on life that's 100%, you know, positive.
The hustle. I like that, getting people to do the work and no negative thought. Thank you so much. That's like 3 things wrapped into one, so I appreciate it. And thanks for being here today. This is the Lisa Coors Show, best of the best in fitness. We had Jennifer Lynn and Mary Enders today. Thank you for joining us.